Are house prices out of control? Record low mortgage rates and a shortage of inventory have kept the real estate market just booming. Demand is really, really high. So you may be asking yourself, how long are these out of control prices gonna last? Crystal ball, tell me what the hell is going on? It's really just one of my decorations. Home prices have been surging month over month, breaking records, and this certainly raises a question of affordability for many.
Some big numbers coming out of the housing market today, and they're not looking pretty if you're looking to buy or rent. It's all getting even more expensive.
Home prices in the U.S. have climbed at a record pace during the pandemic. The median home price reached over $363,000 in June 2021, a 23.4% increase from 2020.
So I'm sure you're asking yourself, when is this buying frenzy going to stop? When are things going to slow down? Well, I'm going to break it down for you, so stick around. First you may be asking yourself, exactly why are these prices so high? Home appreciation stems from a collection of factors. Things like supply and demand. Obviously, low supply equals high demand. That's economics 101.
According to the National Association of Realtors, the U.S. has underbuilt its housing needs by at least 5.5 million units over the past 20 years. That's a stark comparison to the previous housing bubble in 2008, when overbuilding was the issue.
The housing market also correlates directly with our economic conditions. But as you can see with the COVID situation over the past year, it doesn't always correlate with our economic conditions. There are some caveats.
COVID-19 forced millions of Americans to temporarily alter their work life. Now, with vaccines available and the economy reopening, their employers are considering permanent shifts, says economist Nicholas Bloom.
During the pandemic, many people took the opportunity to work from home, and some of them on an indefinite basis. And this has affected the housing market a great deal. A lot of people are moving from high-priced city homes to the suburbs, which in fact has created a super high demand in the suburbs and will continue to keep high demand in the suburban areas. Let's look at the cost of borrowing. The cause for today's demand is in the low mortgage rates. At the start of the pandemic in March of 2020, the 30-year fixed rate sat at 3.45%. In July of 2021, that number had dropped to 2.87%. When mortgage prices are low, more buyers step into the market looking to save tens and thousands of dollars over the life of a loan. If housing inventory lags behind this increased mortgage demand, then of course, prices will rise in that impacted area. So exactly why are real estate agents pricing these houses higher? So when bidding wars happen and recorded sales are at higher than their predecessors, of course this causes new listings to be priced even higher.
Many of these houses are being sold above their asking price, often entirely in cash, with bidding wars becoming the new norm to weed out the competition.
Indeed, in 2021, prices were skyrocketing, competition was super high, and inventory being very low ensured that buyers were paying top dollar, and they still are. All of this with low mortgage rates ensured higher prices on homes. It's been a seller's market this past year, and some experts will argue that it's been a seller's market for the past 10 years. But now it just seems like we put lighter fluid on the situation. Lockdowns, COVID, low interest rates, low inventory, politics. And let's not forget all these people working from home. That's all driving sales. In reality, home prices have been increasing in the mid-single digits for several years now. It's only recently have they gone into the double digits, which has a lot to do with supply and demand. Historically, home appreciation is between 3 and 5%. And if you take, let's say, a 25-year average, it comes out to be about 3.9. Obviously, every market, every state is different. It's only recently have we seen these really huge jumps in market appreciation. So you may be asking yourself, are we in a bubble? Well, not really.
You worry about, just a bubble building here.
I don't think we're in a bubble situation, Neil, because the demand is organic. It's very, very real. But I do think that we're in a situation where that if we don't bring prices back into control, we're going to have a problem on our hands. I don't call it a bubble right now. I don't think it's not comparable to where we were, for example, prior to the Great Recession, where the demand was artificially stimulated by really lax lending standards. No, the lending standards are fine. The demand is real. This is simply a supply and demand issue. I don't think it's fair to call it a bubble.
So many people think prices are out of control, and of course, they're high. But are we really gonna have a massive price decrease? My gut tells me no. Sorry to break it to you. But I do see a little light at the end of the tunnel. I am starting to see just a little bit of softening. Inventory is rising a little bit, which will provide for more options for the buyers. They will not be pitted against each other as much. Home experts see the tides turning and we are entering into a more friendly environment for buyers, which is good. Now keep in mind, there's no one size fits all. Every state is different. Like here in Florida, the demand is always very high, but that's different for every state. So in 2022, we should see just a little bit more inventory. Hopefully that will bring us into a more balanced market. So you're asking yourself, okay, more inventory, will the prices actually drop? Will they go down? Unfortunately, would-be home buyers will probably continue to pay top dollar. You just won't have 50 offers on the same house. So what can you expect in 2022 for the real estate market? Experts say that we will just see home prices rise at a slower pace, which is welcome news. While it's true that 1/3 of buyers paid over asking price, that means 2/3 paid at or below. So you may be able to acquire a home without duking it out with every Tom, Dick, and Harry in town. If you're a buyer, I'd work with a good realtor. You have to look at each situation individually. If a house has been on the market one single day, well, the opportunity for a big discount's probably not there. The seller's not going to want to drop the price when he hasn't even had an opportunity to market the home. However, if a house has been on the market, let's say 3 weeks, at least in 2021, that's like an eternity. That's an opportunity. On the flip side, I would not expect mortgage rates to continue to stay as low as they have been. While part of this buying frenzy had to do with super low mortgage rates, experts do expect them to rise, but they don't expect them to skyrocket, but an increase is anticipated. You know what they say, all good things must come to an end. And sometimes rate increases do slow the market down a little bit, which would provide for more opportunities for more buyers to maybe get a little bit of a better price. If you enjoyed this video or learned a little bit of something, make sure to give it a thumbs up. It's greatly appreciated. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already done so. Hit the bell if you want to be notified when I upload a new video. My name is Lisa.Ammons with 772 Living, Ammons & Company Real Estate. I want to thank you for spending a little bit of your day with me. If you would like to see more about South Florida real estate, make sure to watch these upcoming videos. Take care.